Welcome to what was supposed to be like 4 days ago. But it's the final part of the playthrough that we're doing for Forza Motorsport. I know what you're thinking. Thanks for the follow, Slushy, by the way. Arrow, you completed the game in part 18. Why are you doing more? For those who don't know, I did a lot of drifting in this game. A lot of competitive drifting in this game. So I had the idea of, well, what if I go back and either retune or just load my setups and drive some old cars on some old tracks for like an hour, maybe. I don't know how long I'm going to do this for, but my internet died, like literally halfway through what I was doing here. My old build used to be, I'm not doing arcade mode, Roar. Not interested. Not interested. The only reason I did arcade mode in Gran Turismo is because it was part of the percentage. It is not part of the percentage in this game. So I could respectfully care less. Good times. I already played the game for 100 whatever hours. Or 80 hours. I'm good. I'm fine. So they all used to be different colors, but I think, yeah, you can't really do custom colors in this game. I forget what shade of blue. I think it was like this or this that the main car was. What's up, Devin? No. Okay, that works. Did I not save it? No, I didn't. There you go. And then painted a car. Well, okay. Well, whatever. It's not metallic. Oh, I absolutely did have to put a layer on the... That's stupid. I forgot that. That's okay. So, I tried to use this car earlier, and it was... Or yesterday, or Friday, I think it was. What's up, Roberto? So, we're just going to experiment with it. I have a couple of ideas of what I want to do, and then I might ask chat if you guys have any suggestions. But guys that didn't come home. Who could have foreseen that coming? What's up, Tom? I'm going to go back to the stock engine, I think. Oh, yeah, we say wait on that, too. I think it was a thing in Forza 2. No, I don't think so. Die was around and like the staff was around in Forza 2, but I don't think we existed as a group at that point. Thank you, Tank Catapult. Yeah, it was just a fully built 4AGE then. NA, because I wouldn't want to put a turbo in it. That doesn't sound like me. So I didn't do this last week, or Friday, but I'm going to go to one of my favorite drift tracks in this game. So I was trying to do tuning at Sunset, which I'll probably do another car here, but I think it's Boomslang Reverse. Yes, there's a difference. I think I was still driving in 6. No, it was absolutely forward, not reverse. I'm an idiot. It's fine. Nope. Already want to change stuff? Oh. Okay, so it's just a tire compound that... I changed the tire compound, that's why. I was like, why did that all change? I tried doing so what I used to do for drift cars in newer Forzas was I would put it up 1 inch in the front, and it usually helped a lot. Does not work in Forza 2, surprisingly. That's a shock. Like, by modern standard, this track kind of sucks. But at the time, I loved it because it was different, and you could loop the whole thing together. It's so twitchy. Oh, yeah, I have tire wear on, too, I forgot. I might try the ride height thing again. Actually. Maybe. I used to run this at stock ride height all the time, which is wild. That's a crazy... Oh, yeah, that's way better. More grip all around. Doesn't really... I thought I was being smart and picked the right layout. I was being stupid and picked the wrong one. I know, right? It's crazy. Go the right way. It's so twitchy. Y'all are spoiled in the newer games. It's so much harder. It's like riding a bike. Oh! He says almost spinning the car out. Thank you, Tank. I wonder if it's because it's a Hachi and like has no rear tires. It could be because of the tire wear is on as well. But it feels like the rear tire is just like there's a point where they just give up. There's like, I have grip, I no longer have grip. Put in italics? I remember this being so much more stable. But in retrospect, maybe I picked it because it was fast. Actually, no, I don't even remember why I went with a Hachi at the start. I think I was just like, LOL initial D, I guess I'll use the 8.6 to learn, and then just stuck with it. Was this song in Madden too? I mean, they're both EA games. I got it from the Burnout soundtrack. That's actually not terrible now. The tires are immediately just like, gnar, and die, but... let me turn that off because the game's done, right? So it doesn't really matter anymore. Turn that off. That's saved, right? I'm not an idiot. Yeah. EA could do no wrong for a while. I could stick with this, but I feel like I drove it a lot between the last stream and then this stream. So I'm going to do something that's well overdue. Welcome to the most OP car in the game, apparently. For drifting. Not apparently, it's a no. Oh my god, they're way more expensive than I remember. I think, if I remember, I should have like 1 million setups for this. Load tuning setup. I have none? Interesting. Okay, well, I was sure, I was positive that I'd have a bunch of saved setups, but I think the way I used to do stuff in this game was I would tune the car and then just leave it on the car, if that makes sense. Like, I wouldn't save the setup to apply it to other cars. Yeah, okay. I think that's what I did. Yeah, dude, all I used to do was, like, I had, like, 6 Hachis, like, main cars with different engines, different tire compounds, different weights. And then just selling them. I think... No, I don't remember if Forza Aero was the move on this, why it was so OP, or if it was banned, but I'm just gonna go none. I don't remember, but... And you can 3-rotor it, right? Yeah. That's the move. Aftermarket bumper. Once they started trying too hard, it got worse. You know what I mean? Like... Literally, that whole thought process is what inspired my old Forza YouTube videos. I'd get bored, and I would just, like... I'm like, oh, I want to drift, but I don't want to drift the same 10 cars that everybody else drives. The game's not that hard to drift in. Well, I mean, like, it's got its nuance, don't get me wrong, but, like, it's not, you know what I mean, like, the hardest thing in the world to do. So, why don't I just, like, grab a car? You know what I mean? Like, it's either a rear-wheel drive car or some random car, you know? And figure it out. And then I realized, like, tuning helps, but you can still drift a car, like, around a track or a section pretty competently with no setup or anything crazy. Like, I haven't played this game in anger in how long? You know? Years? Decades? And I guarantee you after, like, 5-10 minutes, even with no setup, I could probably still get around, like, drift around a track without crashing at anything. Oh, it's, like, perfect 900, too. I think this is the build. Because there was no real rules on... Yeah, you couldn't have U-Class, obviously, but I think this was, like, part of the build. That's such a good... Yeah, that's a good balance in front and rear tires. I think the Hachi is square all around, too, is probably why it's a little touchy. I'm just going to go right to Volks because I'm lazy. What was I looking for? Yes. You never forget it. Literally, I have not drifted in a Forza game in ages, and every game's different, though, especially the older you go. The newer, you can kind of feel the progression come with it, but the older you go, the harder it gets to pick it up. Oh, hell yeah. It's got to go reverse, though, right? You know what? No. This was also fun. I know this is the full track, but the full track was also a blast. But yeah, this was the competition car. No matter what car you used, you had an Ings RX-7 ready to go. Ready to throw hands at a moment's notice. Whoops. It revs so high. It's so much power, actually. Yeah, the rear tires are just like, nar. Yeah, literally, once somebody pulled out their Ings, like, if you were using it in just a for fun lobby, people would be like, why? And if you're doing team battles and the other team showed up all in their Ings RX-7s, you're like, all right, it's time to go. Whoops. I loved this game for drift cars because it was basically just experiment. Like, if you put enough time and work into a setup for a car, you could get it to be semi-competent. It was so cool. Like, if you found some weird car that wasn't any good, but you liked it and just wanted to put the time in, you could make it work. It's so soft already. I also used to run like an 80%, like 20% gap in diff. First of all, because my friend Bryant said it was a good idea. Secondly, I think it was really easy to spin in this game. This song was in Kart Racer. I'm stunned somebody got that reference. I'm out here doing Davies Donuts. I'm fucking bad at video games. Used to do big entry comps here all the time too. This was like the best corner for it. I think we did this in Assetto too once. Nope. Pit limbo, dude, yeah. Way too early. The rear end, like, has no grip. Like, it's the theme of the game, because the 8.6 had the same issue, where the rear end would just be like, nah, I'm good, dog. And totally stop gripping. What? I'm starting to think that maybe I didn't know what I was doing. And just fucking figured it out figured out how to drive what I would come up with and go, yep. Like, I just found some goofy setup and went, yeah, that's fine. But, like, to be fair, I spent hours on this shit. Like, I would pick one car and one track combo and then just sit there for, like, an hour trying to figure out what I liked the best. Ooh, that helps. That helped. I'm pretty sure I ran the rear end more stiff than the front at the time. Which for a drift car is like, why would you do that? You want rear end squat? I tried. Like, the best drifters in the game weren't, like, pulling crazy angle and, like... What's up, Chadu? Goodbye, Chadu. What's up, Cass? Would that be recent? You know what it reminds me of? You know, like even just in generic drift tuning. How they used to make the suspension as stiff as possible to get the car sideways, and as the cars made more power, they softened them up for more grip. That's for so cursed. I don't remember how I used to set cars up in this game, but it was, in a word, probably not good. That's immediate fuck up. But yeah, like the best drivers in the game, again, weren't like pulling 90-degree entries and doing 360s. They were like, I could do a run where I hit every clipping point on the track over and over and over and over. You know what I mean? To the Bic. Like, oh, you like really can't. Angle kits have spoiled me. Sucked. Here comes the fun part. Positive camber was banned in Forza 2. Because it basically, in front and rear, I think it was banned. What's up, Saturn? Good, I watched Cars today. Your bum? What about my bum? Oh, car, right. I think my actual bum. I was like, what about it? Will it roll? That is the... Oh, that's my face. Will it roll? That is the question. Da-da-da-da. No. Well, I'm good. I got to watch sports cars today. The initiation was great, and then I blew it. Cass, how do you think I felt playing this game the whole time? The last 80 hours of gameplay have just been core memory after core memory. I looked over at stream thinking the drift would continue. Oh, bad curb, curb bad, curb bad, curb bad. I'm gonna try the diff at what you would normally do. I think I did 85, 65 because one of my friends said it was a good idea, and I went, all right. Aaron, no, this is Forza 2, and I'm toxic. If you say all-wheel drive drifting in this again, I'll call you slurs. No, they wouldn't say because rear-wheel drive is hard, because then you're admitting it. It would be like, well, actually, rally cars, blah, 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 blah. There was like a million other excuses, then I can't do it properly. No! Ellie, thank you for the raid. You're from Elite Stream. My name is Aero. We have finished our playthrough of Forza Motorsport 2. So I'm going back to nostalgia myself and do the things I would have done if I was 15 years old playing this game still. Ah, it was too soon. Alright, I want a big entry here, then I'm going to go build another car and drive it on a different track. I want to nail one, goddammit. The cool part about playing online, too, is you could back out, tune your car, and then basically rejoin right away again. Too soon. I was cooking something there. I think I initially played this game on a CRT and then stopped. And then, oh, not stopped, but I got a HD TV after. I have a bunch of notifications. Who died? What happened? Who's dead? Don't answer that. Nobody. My sex joke on MAME was just funnier than I thought. Thanks, Lamp. I'll work on it, dude. What else was super popular? Oh, hold on. I have an idea. There is one R34 that you can drift because you can't swap drivetrains in this game. Like if you... Oh, it's this one. Reach level 20 in the Asia region. Yeah, I think this is it right here. You can rear-wheel drive swap one of them. And I think it's this one. I wonder. Hold on. I'm curious. You sure you want to switch your region? You'll be able to buy cars that you've unlocked in your current region. There's also assign your manufacturer rewards to new region. You still not affect cars you already own. Whatever. Not gonna hurt. You switch your region to Asia. Am I still level 50? Can I just cheat? Yeah, sure. As it turns out, I could just cheat. Sick. So you couldn't do an RB rear-wheel drive. You had to swap in an engine that was already rear-wheel drive, like the drivetrain. You couldn't just do the engine. I believe it was this one. It was, because this is the one out of the R390. And it was really weird. But it was fun. But that's right, we're gonna cheat, allegedly. I always used to run the diffusers because I thought they looked cool. Tires that drive you. Again, these are all different too, right? Like every whatever you choose your tires for. I think I used Yokohama's. Whatever brand of tire you chose would have like a genuine, really big effect on how the car drove. Not so much for racing, but for drifting. Like, depending on what tire manufacturer you picked, it could like significantly impact how the car handled, which they've never brought back. Which I guess kind of makes sense because how many tire models are you gonna have to make per brand per fucking But it was cool. All right, Chad, bear with me. These these rims look huge. But when the car is lowered, it's going to look a lot better. Or I'm wrong, and it's going to look like shit, but it's fine. Don't worry about it. Your stepdad worked for a Goodyear? Incredible. Also, you couldn't put on a front or rear anti-roll bar. You had to put on both. 0 out of 10 video game. For all of those fucking people on YouTube that were like, show the setup, show the tune. You gotta show the tune. Do you like watching me buy the same parts every fucking time? You know all the parts are race, you big dumbasses. Oh, it doesn't match the PI. Maybe you suck. Maybe you're just fucking bad at stuff. Like, I don't know. Have you ever considered maybe you're just trash? Like, what? I'm not sure, but maybe following basic instructions is not for you, pal. I don't know what to say. I was right about the wheels, by the way. I was correct. Fun fact, I remember this car driving like hot garbage. No, that 12-year-old's like 25 now. What do you mean? I learned to drift at Mugello. That was my first comp was at Mugello. Oh, Motegi! Was that the full course? Or what am I... Oh, they had the oval? I totally forgot about it. No, I didn't, because this was in a video. Wait a minute. This is a newer game, but I'm doing it anyway. I think this is a newer games anyway. I don't think. It is a newer games, but I'm doing it anyway. And I'm just gonna press buttons until I feel all right. I know what some of these do. I know what some of these do, but not all of them. Doesn't look like this anymore. Never forget what they took away from us. A wall. A cool-looking wall. That's it. The grip, holy moly. I got scared, I'm sorry. I was very spooked. Yeah, this is one of those tracks that you didn't really do comps on. You just kind of drove around with your friends. Was not the most popular drift track in the game, but it's up there. No, don't spin. I was going to do something. How dare you? Never mind. We can still save this. Just kidding. I keep thinking it's going to track out a lot wider than it actually does. Ow! No Kaido until 3, I think. Most overrated track in the franchise. Don't at me, or do, I guess. I feel like my reasons are fair. It's definitely, no, it was in 1 and then came back in 3 or 4. I think it was 3. Okay. My NA engine ran out of grip. It was 3? Alright. 3 and 4, like, bleed together for me. Scary. You know, if I was online, maybe I could have nailed that. It's on the second disc. What now? I mean, there were still cars like S13s and S14s or whatever. I think the S14 was a bit more popular than the 13. The 13... I know what I'm doing with this. And it's not drifting. I'm going to do the other thing that everybody did in this game. Criminal, you can't get the seafoam livery on this, by the way. You had to paint it yourself, and I was an idiot. I was going to say I was 10. I don't remember how old I was. But if you wanted to go to a drag race lobby and just win, this was a good option. I think this was like top 3 fastest car in the game. Don't quote me on that, or do, I guess. I'm not your dad. Could be. But yeah, it was like the Essentials edition. I remember that. The GT40, I think, was the fastest car in the game, but it was so expensive that people didn't use it. Also, it was so by itself in terms of how fast it was. Like, nothing could touch the the GT40 in a straight line. And if you tuned the gears properly, too, it didn't wheel spin at all. Like, it was busted fast. So this is what people used to do. That's what I mean. Like, instead of the newer games where people find the fastest thing and then just do that, in older Forzas, it was like, hey, this car's the fastest car in this class. But what if we, you know, no, I would literally, it was the Zenki, but not the Koki, or the Kuki, whatever you want to say. It was the one, but not the other. And people were like, oh, you should put it the other one. They're like, nah, we're good. But it was like more like solving problems in a unique way, which I think is really cool. Like I said, if you wanted to go fast in drag racing, whatever, there was already like, I don't want to say the word meta, but that's the word I'm gonna use. There was like a pre-established meta of, well, if I go to a Nürburgring, there you go, U-Class. If I go to a Nürburgring drag race lobby, I know for a fact that all the GT40s are gonna win. So what people would do is put drag racing and then in like brackets or whatever, no GT40s, or like would just tell you not to run the GT40 when you'd come in. So people had to find other solutions, which end up breeding a lot of really cool and unique cars. That's the Caro wheels. And then you find things that are like pretty similar, or like you just brute force things to make things work. It wasn't it was such a different place. Also, you're about to get really upset if you play the new Forzas. Look at all the kits that you don't have. You know how you have this one and these two? You remember when there was more than 2 brands? What's up, Racer? People made it work, man. I'm telling you. I missed this wing. And this wing. Wait, could you not do the rear diffuser in this? I guess not. That's homophobic. I think this is literally exact. Oh, no, because I had the hood, too. I'm telling fibs on the internet. Yeah, there was different drag strips, too. I got, like, semi into the drag community. When I would get bored of drifting, I would go do some drag racing. Forza. Ooh, what? But yeah, it was dope because like I said, you couldn't just rely on Copperhead was the drag strip one, right? Yes. You couldn't rely on, oh, I'm just gonna use the fastest car. You know how in Horizon now, if you were like, let's go drag racing with some random people, first of all, have fun just getting people together. But if you do it now, like in Horizon or whatever, people just use the fastest car they have. Even if it's for class. Like, they're like, oh, I know that the Dodge Dart with the this, that, and the other thing is going to be OP, so that's just all I'm going to use. Not so in Forza 2. Even for racing, like if like I think a Lotus Elise was B class overpowered, or like just like the leaderboard car, so people banned it. Like if you went to someone's lobby, you weren't allowed to use the top 3 cars on the leaderboards because they were obviously better, which forced people. Or like some people said no Forza Aero as well. They banned Forza Aero just in their lobbies, which again just kind of forces you to get creative. I'm like, well, I don't really know what to use now, so you just start experimenting and building stuff and building stuff and building stuff, and then eventually you'll find something like, wow, this is way faster than I thought it was going to be. It might even be faster than what I was already going to use. $150-mile-an-hour trap speed, by the way. Yeah, this was literally like where people would do quarter-mile drag racing. Because you can run a race and then hit a wall. You can run a race then use that as your return road, so you could just keep racing over and over and over and over again. It was so fun, dude. Again, not my first choice of thing to do when I play Forza, but it was very fun. Was all-wheel drive always the meta? Kind of. Because especially when you could individually swap drivetrains and not engines, a lot of times it wouldn't calculate the fact that you have an extra set of wheels doing the driving. It would just go, oh, well, you're making your car heavier, therefore it'll go down in PI. So even if you wanted your car to feel rear-wheel drive, you would just make it all-wheel drive, tune it, and it would give you a free, like, 50 PI points to play with and add more power or whatever you wanted to do. I think they've only recently started to fix that, if they've fixed it. Another fun thing that I used to do was there used to, obviously because of the time, and I think it would still happen now, there was Honda-only lobbies. But a lot of times they never said Honda only. They just said front-wheel drive only. And they didn't set the parameters of the lobby correctly. This is probably the fastest front-wheel drive drag car in the game. And people would always just assume it was all-wheel drive and ban me from shit. It's really funny. It was really funny. The amount of times, I don't know how to set up a drag car to save my life. And the amount of times I got kicked out of drag lobbies in this bad boy. Because they meant to put Honda only, and I would show up in this. They would, I don't know, like literally every time I'd start winning races, I just get booted. You're right, that's a Honda, you're right. Again, if you're just doing like, the Honda lobbies were wild. Literally, everyone would just use the same 3 Civics. Or, like, you'd have somebody in an Integra every now and then. It was so boring. But some of them didn't have, like... I don't remember if you could title stuff in this game. Like the... For a 9-volt... I don't want to know. Oh! And a lot more cars had customizable parts, too, which was cool. Not all of them, but a lot more of them did. Like, if it was somewhat a tuner vehicle and was added and it was in the game, it had something. I think this was the bumper that I used. I don't remember. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was absolutely this. Which was funny because it would make it slower, I'm pretty sure. Because of the downforce? I don't know. Like I said, it was just like, instead of just using the fastest thing all the time, and if you went online to see how your thing compared to your friends' things, which is just OnlyFans now, I guess. But if you went online, it'd be like, oh, I'm gonna find a Honda drag race lobby and see if this new tune is any faster than my old one. Or I'm gonna go to like just a regular drag race lobby or a drift lobby or C-Class and see if whatever I built drives any better or is any quicker or whatever than these guys' or these people's cars. You don't really get that anymore. I guess because they got rid of custom lobbies. So anytime anyone's online, it's in a hopper or like in the Horizon thing that they do. And like, no, I just want to win. I just want to be the fastest one. I don't really care. I want to win. Oh, there is a drivetrain swap. Oh, it makes it rear-wheel drive, though. You could put the GT powertrain in here. That's actually bananas. No. Oh, I've changed my mind on what I want to do. I was going to recreate my front-wheel drive drag car and be like, hey, guys, look. No. This is what it could have been. Never mind. It only has 500 horsepower. Give me my stock engine back. I've changed my mind. I was like, wait, I'll put upgrades on it and whatever. It'll be funny. And then it was only 500 horsepower, and it's not funny anymore. GT 500 build. I mean, the other Seat, the Seat, it grabs the engine. I also, like every other North American, when we saw this brand show up in our Forza Motorsport 2, you blinked at it, you looked at it weird for a little bit, and went, Seat? Yeah, I sure hope it does. At least one. Wow, we make more power with the front-wheel drive engine. That's funny. Significantly more power, actually. It's almost U-Class. Oh, yeah, and U-Class, I'm pretty sure, was banned for drag racing. Mura, aren't you, like, don't you speak Spanish and or Portuguese? What's up, Seth? We're going down memory lane. Because you could also do Sebring. People drag race at Sebring all the time. But this was the one. I picked reverse because it was easier to get to. Say at, yeah. Say at. Say at. But again, me being 15 and not knowing shit about fuck, I was like, seat Leon. Okay. Forehead. You know what I mean? I'm an idiot. So you want to make the gears like as long as you could really get away with. There's a lot of trial and error from what I remember. Not gonna lie to you, I don't know shit about fuck. I'm just gonna do that and hope that works. Yeah, it's Sayat. That's how you pronounce it properly. But yeah, imagine showing up in your fucking circle jerk CRX Civic shit, and then this hamon eating motherfucker shows up like, hello? It is just a Golf underneath, isn't it? The amount of time that it took, like, that I've wasted of my life trying to convince people who don't, like, are also 13 years old, they don't know anything about anything when they don't know anything about anything in this game. Actually unreal. I remember there used to be, I think this was the actual stop point here. Somebody would like go ahead and measure a quarter mile and park their car there so you'd actually know where the start and finish line was. You weren't just guessing. Oh, I haven't heard this song in a while. Like a golf, but freaky. It's the Hamon golf. It's the Carlos Sainz golf. I think that's the quarter mile and 150 miles an hour. And again, it, like, you do your race, you'd be like, oh, like, good race, dude, whatever. Like, oh, I got you, or you got me. And then they'd send the next race while you were driving back. And then right about, like, here, you'd slow down, and then everybody's cars would be parked, like, in this general area. So someone wanted, like, didn't want to race for a bit and didn't want to back out to the, like, the lobby screen, because then you'd have to, like, back out and go get them. You just, like, stop here and then go off and do whatever you were doing. And then, all right, I want to race again. And you just get back in line. And there usually be, like, a wad of cars parked here. I think we can only have 8 people in a server, but... Pull up here, stop there. Do your burnout like it actually does something, other than just makes you feel like you're a drag racer. I kind of want to let's play an old NASCAR Thunder game, but then I'll be inundated with NASCAR fans that think I'm also a NASCAR fan. Luckily, there's a race going on right now, so they're all busy. Yeah, I think all I did was extend third gear a little bit. And I didn't always win, but because it like the way it transfers the weight and its center of gravity, I think it just takes off better than a lot of the Hondas do. I don't dislike NASCAR at all. I even go so far as to say I like NASCAR sometimes. But there are certain people who just assume I am the world's biggest NASCAR fan. And if I'm not, that everybody else must be for some reason. And will come in here and talk about, like, Jimmy Johnson's ball hair for, like, 4 hours. Okay. Like, I don't... Nothing wrong with it at all. It's not something that's interested me heavily for a while. So I don't know what you want me to say. Like, yeah, don't you hate Denny Hamlin? I'm like, I don't know. He drives a race car. I guess. Like, I don't fucking know. So we did some drifting. Ball hair is an interesting discussion. Couldn't be me. We did some drifting. We did about as much drag racing as I'd want to do. I mean, we could get that Ford if it's available. Dennis Hamilton. I don't know, but because they have the last name Hamilton, I have to assume that Twitter either calls them slurs or the second coming of God. This was the ultimate speed. I think this was the fastest car in the game, top speed. Again, because it just weighs nothing. So, I make my comments about NASCAR and other things every once in a while. I just want to make this very clear. You're not in trouble if you come in here and talk about things that you're passionate about. That's not what I meant. What I meant was, let's say the entire chat is having a conversation, right? And, like, we're talking about something, and, like, just because me and certain members of the chat talk about my passions. Uh-oh. I don't want to answer that question. But, like, let's say me and, like, 2 or 3 people from chat are having a basic... Oh, my God, this weighs nothing. Like, a basically one-on-one conversation, right? We're all kind of going back and forth. Maybe there's some people in chat talking amongst themselves. And then you bust in, like... Did you hear that there's a rumor that is being reported on by somebody who made YouTube videos and calls themselves a journalist now that maybe, perhaps, NASCAR has a bomb? It's like, no, I didn't hear that. At all. I don't keep up with NASCAR at all. Well, let me tell you all about it, even though I just read it off of Google, and it was, the website was NASCAR News Real, not clickbait.gov. My favorite bit is doing this with the pop filter. If you see me take the pop filter off, it's time for the... I have like a personal vendetta with some YouTubers in that space. They think because they like went to a Wikipedia article, rewrote it, and then downloaded illegally some race footage and slapped it over their rewritten Wikipedia article, that they're journalists now and they deserve like hard cards and special treatment. No, you do not. Not even a little bit. You deserve the pear wiggler is what you deserve. Are you telling me, name I'm scared to try and pronounce, are you telling me that there's people from America, mostly, or fans of an American sport, that talk about something like they know all about it, when in truth, they know nothing at all? That never happens. No, see, Seth, you openly admit you know nothing at all. That's your whole brand. Oh, we could put the... Oh, so this is 620. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We could at least make like 800 horsepower here, right? Yeah. My Inter is cooled. Don't believe it. It's not real. It's just something the Americans make up to play with us. Not a real sport. It's not real. It's just AI. I don't know. Having passions and being like Star Wars fans. Online's just a car crash. It's talking about anything that's very subjective online. It's like a car crash. I talk about this a lot, but like I think a lot of people are like, you're not allowed to have an opinion anymore. Most of them are full of shit because that opinion that they're talking about is like, I'm not fond of minorities. No, Grandpa, you're just a racist. Like, that's not an opinion. But, and this is the minority of people, you'll go online and be like, video game. I like video game. And then you'll have 15 people whose usernames are first name bunch of numbers show up in your mentions like, yeah, and so by the way, you're actually fucking stupid. You have an IQ of Batman symbol. You are the biggest moron I've ever met in my entire life. Obviously, this game is disgustingly garbage. Because it runs at 25 frame rate, not 30. Get fucked, tiny man. Or you'd be like, yeah, you know what? I'm not really fond of that thing. You know, it doesn't do anything for me. It's not my personal interest. It's just not something I'm into. What are you saying? I can't like this now? Obviously, you're just fucking stupid. You don't appreciate the brilliance of this thing that I like, but because you don't like it and I'm insecure, I don't know how to handle that. So go fuck yourself. People are weird. The brand of people like, I need everybody to like the thing that I like or else I don't know what to do with myself was one of my favorite brands of people. Cypress Bob? Me too. I'm gonna suck. I actually have to practice. I'm sad. If you don't like me, I will cry. Dude, it's like people make like what music they listen to their entire personality. And then when someone's like, yeah, I don't like that. They're like, well, guess I'll die. Like, could you imagine if we all liked the same shit? How fucking boring things would be? We're already doing 210. That's bananas. I think there is a speed cap in this game where you like can't go any faster. Oops. That would probably help as well. Skelly, it's so good, dude. I want one so bad now. So we can make the gears even longer, as it turns out. You kind of want to almost bog in first gear, and then it'll be fine. Like, this is how you want it to start. It only has, like, yeah, 800-something horsepower, but it weighs nothing. It's one of the lightest cars in the game. I now understand why people ran the wing on this. You didn't get motion sick or anything, Scully? Welcome home, by the way. I don't know if you're home or just back at your hotel or what you're doing. But... it picks up speed so quick. Dude, I can't... Is it because I fly? Holy shit. I guess Brazil is a big country, you're right. Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't die. We might die. Everything's fine. Everything's great. What did I say before that? You didn't get motion sick or anything? Oh, so it's an hour flight or like a 5-hour drive. I get you. This goes 260 miles an hour in a game from 2007. That's nuts. A small bundle of metal. I don't know. Drift car again? I only remember using a lot of Japanese stuff. Obviously, there is some weird shit. I don't know if they had the... Yeah, they did have the road payloads in this game. This used to be one of my main drift cars in Forza 3. It was Machinima sponsored. And then I got dropped... Well, I quit Machinima and then worked GT Channel. And then it was GT Channel sponsored. And now I'm no longer with GT Channel after like 10 years. It was an amicable split. AKA I stopped uploading YouTube videos and they stopped taking money from the videos that I wasn't uploading. Oh, the Celine, the S281 was nuts. It's a really, really good car for skids. Like, really, really, really good. So, shocking, right? Mustang platform, good for skid car. Personally, oh, I'm a fucking buffoon. Of course I know what car we're going to use. I think this might be it, chat. After playing this game for 80 hours, I think I'm comfortable saying this was memory lane. How'd the WEC race go? It was really fun to watch, dude. The number 6 Porsche got a puncture really early. We're like, well, it was like a Bob Ross painting. We're like, well, game over. And then they spent 6 hours whipping their dick out. It was awesome. The Moan Stug. That's what they call me. Yeah, how could I even remotely forget? Oh, you can't upgrade power or anything. That's awesome. I should have looked when I saw this car in real life, but I would be stunned. I would be stunned if it was actually squared tires, front and rear. Any safety cars? Nope. There was 2 full course yellows. One was for a spin. They had to clear up some debris. And the other was Yuncadell on the Corvette. The Corvette decided it wanted to go for a nap and not turn back on. Spoilers for the race today, by the way, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Toyota fucking long-dicked everybody, man. It was bad. They finished like a minute plus ahead. But to be fair, they were the ones that had like the least amount of issues, so. I know this is going to make no sense. Didn't see what happened to the 7. Some sort of fueling issue, and they cost them like 3 minutes in the pits. I once again... This was like, if you knew what you were doing, you can come drift here. It wasn't the best drift track in the game, but... Running the wall was always fun. Ah! Well, it would help if I set up the rest of the car, even if I wanted to just try a little bit harder. Maybe Bally Long. Not a bad drift track at all. Oh my god, we're so high up. The brake balance being rearward too is interesting. I may have done that. Oh, it looks so sick when it's all the way low. And it looks weird, actually. I thought it looked cool, and then I looked at the rear tires and forgot they were, like, not staggered at all. And it just looks goofy. There's, like, one other track I want to try drifting on. That's Motegi, but I can, I can hold that. Oops. I gotta like throw it into the wall as one would do, and then it... I'm rusty. I'm very rusty. Oh my god, I'm super rusty. Also, very funny that this car sounds like an SR20, and I'm pretty sure in real life it's not. It's like an RB or something in real life, isn't it? Or am I thinking of a different top secret car? Hi, Aaron. How's it going? Not specifically, but I was like, oh, D1 Grand Prix. What's that? Between this and, like, the cars from Gran Turismo? This track's not great. It's fun, but, like, as a palate cleanser. Was an RB? That's so funny. I'm gonna look at the tracks, actually. No. Normal. No. It's so bummed that we didn't do any of the DLC tracks in the story mode or in the career, which makes sense, but no Road America, no Motegi. I forget where we did drifting in this game, or in Motegi. I think it was the West Course, that whole last little section there, but I'm not sure. There was a drift section here. I just don't remember what it was. Oh, I already have one. Let's see, what else was there? There was like the RE. Oh, did we use that? Wait, we were using RX-7. See, the Aria Memia was like the shittier cousin to the Ings, but some people used it just because it is what it was. Like, this did not drift anywhere near as good. Oh, you can get it to work like the Ings, but it wasn't as good. And then the ab plug was just ass. like it's a cool car, it looks cool, and it's of its time, but as a drift car, it was not as good as these two. This thing was crazy light and obviously looked really cool. But was a bit stiff from what I remember to drive. Like, it wasn't as, like, nice and predictable. It was a bit snappier and a bit faster. It had a bit more grip to it. And this was, like, a bit more balanced. Shut up, Tank. Thank you. You could not drift any of these. Oh, no, not true. Not true, because you can swap in the GT. You could swap this drivetrain into one of them. It may have been the 22B. I don't remember. Nothing here, nothing here. Oh, no, that's 2000s. Yeah. Banger. I don't even know her. That would not stop me. That's a joke. So. That's not very nice. I try my best. Are they? Oh. So. Oh, no, we upgraded this. Oh, no, it's just how it is. I think these two cars are, from what I remember, are the only maxed out cars that you ever get, I think, in Forza that are, like, at the top of the classes and can't go any higher. Because at some point, obviously, you could start upgrading race cars and then it had to be X-Class. But I don't think there was any car that was X-Class from the factory. Both of these were. I don't know how... What's up, Beardo? I don't know how this car... I guess this makes 200 more torque? It was like, I don't know. This car weighs that much less. And these are even, but that's fine. I'll ask questions. I won't ask questions. Oh, it's you. This is the one, man. What's up, Takedown? This is what I would be doing in probably the year this game came out, is listening to this song. This is a really stupid idea, but I'm doing it anyway. Seth, I can't believe you'd come into my Twitch chat, my twitch.tv chat, and just be the most wrong anybody's ever been. Like, I've been wrong a lot. You know, I thought my ex-wife loved me. Incorrect. Mistake. But that is a new level of incorrect. I will crash this car by the end of this lap, but I'll try my best not to. This was also not a drift car at all. No, you're wrong. What are you, a Reddit user? I never drifted this car much because there was a power limitation. Forza 2, like, the unspoken rule was you're not allowed to use over 650 horsepower unless you were running competitions. But most competitions all use the same basic rule set, so everybody just built all their cars to be competition legal regardless. I haven't done this in a long time. Because there's Sugar We're Going Down, Dance Dance, which is not as good, and then all their earlier stuff. Like, I think it's Fall Out Boy's Evening with Your Girlfriend, is the whole album is incredible. Post Cork Tree? Yes. I don't think I would agree with you, but I'd see your point. Grand Theft Autumn is their best song, and it's not even close. It might be close. Where is your boy tonight? I hope he's a gentleman. Because maybe he won't find out what I know. You're the last good thing about this part of town. down. No, like they're Mitchell. The game with Carl Johnson in it.
Boobies.
You know what, Logix, you're right. I never considered that. I got really into Black Veil Brides for like 15 minutes. Like I forget what the name of the album was that I listened to a lot. I was like, this is awesome, I love this. And then one day I just went, I will never listen to this band again, and then never did. Sleeping the entire stream. I only like just started, really. No, the fucking curb. That was gonna be sick until it wasn't. I was asking Alexandria. I never ever got into, and I tried. Too good for emo music. You know who you're talking to? I never got into Black Veil Brides. I liked that one album, and I don't remember. I'll have to look up the name of it. And then I went, yeah, oh, this is awesome. And then just like stopped listening to them one day. It wasn't like a conscious effort. It was just like, oh, I'm going to listen to something else today. And then never went back to them. They'd come up and shuffle. I'm like, not right now. And I'd skip it. And that lasted for like years. Jesus, Jesus. There's like one hair tickling across my throat. Don't like that. I figured, Beardo. I'm sorry if my tone wasn't sarcastic enough. I'm very tired. I think I slept 3 hours. I had to get up at 9:30 today for the WEC race, and my dumb ass decided that it wasn't my idea, mind you, that going to bed at like 5:30 in the morning was a good idea. Not into screams. I like everything, man. I like Bring Me the Horizon before they went woke, you know what I mean? Like, not actually went woke, that's a joke, but I like a lot of these bands that people like now when they were, like, actually young and mad at shit. I listened to a lot of Parkway Drive when I was younger. There's still, like for me, like, I like songs with clean and screaming lyrics. But it doesn't mean I won't listen to them. One second. I'm proving a point. I remember that one stream that I did at the hotel when I was not sober. That would have been fun. That would be fun to do again, where if I just, like, put Shuffle on Spotify and talked about music for 4 hours, but... No, I just, like, never got into them. I just felt like they were too similar to bands I was already listening to, Logix. No! I had no speed. Oh, the Takata logo's so sick what they did with that. You dirty dogs. Remember when I said I was going to do one lap and be done? I lied! Probably. This used to be team practice, by the way, on my old team. It was literally just this track, and you would do it in sections. Like, all right, time to do the hairpins. Everybody do the hairpins. It was kind of silly in that in retrospect, but we were kids. What did we know? Yeah, there's a lot of bands that existed, like, in the space of music I listened to, Logics, that I just didn't get into. Like, I was listening to Bring Me the Horizon, and then I heard Alex asking Alexandria and went, this is very similar, and I don't like this, because I already listened to a band that sounds like this. You like stoner metal? Stoner? I don't even know her. Thanks for reminding me I'm out of safety lettuce. Super stoked on that. I was like, I can get up earlier and go to the lettuce store or just deal with it. Delivery, it has to be like a super huge order, and I don't want to spend that much money. Well, chat, thank you for reliving part of my childhood with me. This was, I got a day off tomorrow. I'll go do it. Is it illegal to... Yeah, it's legal. It's legal in the whole country. Twitch is just weird about it. But thank you for reliving part of my childhood with me. Through the whole playthrough. There's actually a lot less that I wanted to do. I have like a finger in everybody orifice. Yeah. I mean, you got 20 bucks? Such a good fucking... Such a good notification. I know who that was. Thank you, Beardo, for the 20. You did not have to do that. But I appreciate it anyway. You may have saved me from eating Kraft dinner 3 nights in a row. Because I'm stupid and haven't had time to... What was that? That was me at Formula Drift Atlanta in 2019. Somebody had went who was just filming, like... it was our friend Leah was filming some stuff. Test drive. And I was explaining what I do, because I think it's when Twitch really started to come good for me in like the end of 2019. And Randall had said something like, well, what do you even do? And I'm like, I have a finger in, like, I was trying to say I have a finger in a lot of pots. Like, I do a lot of things. And I went, I have a finger in every, because I was drunk. He's like, orifice? And I went, you got 20 bucks? And I was like, that's funny. That's a thing now. And whenever you donate 20 Canadian dollars, it plays that alert. But yeah, I don't really know what else I want to do. I mean, I could just continue making drift cars, but it's really the tracks, not the cars, because this game is very difficult to drift in compared to the newer games. It's the newer games, I feel like, especially with... Yeah, like I have like a finger in everybody. Orifice. Yeah. I mean, you got 20 bucks?
Mom said it's my turn on the Xbox.
Here you go, Aaron. Here you go. You're right. Take it. Aaron, you pay for it, Aaron. Take the... Aaron, why did you ask to play if you're not gonna? Aaron, you're wasting my fucking time, Aaron. Aaron, take the controller, Aaron. Fun fact, you could see where I used to get really angry when I played Modern Warfare 2. Excuse the fact this controller's disgusting. There's nail marks in the stick because I would just get mad, and instead of throwing the controller, I would go. Thank you, Carl. Very cool. But I don't know. It was cool to relive a little bit of my childhood, not just with playing the game, but going in and like screwing around a little bit. I don't know really what else like that we haven't explored that I would want to explore. We've driven every track. Well, most of them. We haven't done the DLC tracks, I guess, but like they're 2 real-life tracks. It's not like anything that's unique to the game. And they're in later Forzas, I'm pretty sure, so. We've done drifting. We've done drifting on like all my other favorite tracks. Oh my god, Russell has a Viper? Russell! They never told me. Yeah. For those watching the videos, like, oh man, I wish you built this or did this or whatever. This game's pretty easy to emulate now. You can go do it yourself. I don't mean that to be like, fuck you. You know, it's just like, go have fun. It's still a very fun video game, and I still love it a lot. It definitely... I think I would have a really hard time if you sat me and locked me in a room and said, what's a better video game, Forza Motorsport 2 or 4? I think I would have a very, very, very difficult time picking. Because I think, on paper, Forza 4 is the better game. Tracks, cars, communities, community features, all that chutzpah. I do think that it's probably the better game. But my heart says 2. Because of everything that it did at the time that was so different than what was already established. It was less of a, like, serious, you know, clinical... Like, Gran Turismo was starting to get very serious. Especially with GT4. It wasn't fun. Like, silly and goofy. It was like, no, we're making super serious physics and, like, really trying hard to make it super... FM4, I think they're peer-to-peer. I would check, but I am not paying for Xbox Live, and I'm not having you people send me money to pay for Xbox Live, because it's the principle of the matter. But I don't know, man. The community, like I said, the community, you had to be there. It sounds like a really, like, cliche statement, but you had to be there for Forza 2. It was, if you go back and watch any, I think there's a DIS video, where DIS was like Blackjack was the drift team, DIS was right underneath them, but Blackjack had like disappeared after a while, and DIS kind of picked up the mantle and was that top team for a long time, almost longer than Blackjack. So if you go like, what's the best Forza Motorsport drift team? A lot of people will say Project Blackjack, but I think that the thinking man's answer, or the thinking person's answer, is DIS. Boppins, who now I think at least used to or works at Turn 10, making trailers and cinematics and whatnot, had made a video where he interviewed a lot of people from the community, myself included, in the end of Forza 4, and said, like, what was the best time in Xbox 360 Forza, and, like, what was... You know, and I almost everybody, I think everybody said Forza 2. And I talked about it a little bit during the game, but Forza 2 was beautiful because there was enough people in the community to sustain it, where even if you weren't drifting, like, even if you weren't rear-wheel drive drifting, there was all-wheel drive drifting lobbies, there was drag racing, there was front-wheel drive drag racing, there was quarter-mile and half-mile and mile-long drag racing. There was circuit racing in every class that you could ever want, where, you know, they would ban certain things. No Forza Aero, no race tires, no this, to make you get creative. There was toge racing, where they would just take sections of the Nürburgring and go, we start here and we stop here, and we do it just like Initial D does. No passing, you know, just to see if you could stay bumper to bumper. But there was enough going on where the game felt alive, but there wasn't a ton of bad actors yet. It was all just, like, stupid kids who didn't really fit in anywhere else in the gaming community, who all loved cars. And it was such a really, really pure beautiful place, and I think it was like a metaphor for mid to late 2000s internet culture in general, where it wasn't big enough yet to be ruined, but there was still so many people a part of it that you felt like you were a part of something. Again, as a video game, objectively, this is never. It's going to be so hard. Like if a 15-year-old kid asked me to explain why Forza Motorsport 2 is the best Forza Motorsport game, none of this shit's going to make sense in their head. But you had to be there, man. You had to be there. It was such a unique time. Even Forza 3, Forza 4, they pushed the forums a little bit harder. Like, you kind of had to know the forums were there. Like, not a lot. And by Forza 3, Forza 4, every regular Forza player was kind of active in the forums, at least a little bit. Not everybody, but a bigger portion. So you had more trolls. You had more toxic people. You had more bad actors. You had more, you know what I mean? People who didn't get what the community was about. So, yeah, I think Forza 3 is kind of the unlucky stepchild where 2 had this unique, really tight-knit, but really thriving community of a bunch of young, creative people. And 4 was ones and zeros, the better video game. More content, all the ideas that were brought out in 2 were polished. It drove a lot better. More customization. There's more things you could do with the cars. There's car soccer. Different types of motorsport where it kind of like there was actual drag strips and things that you could do. But Forza 2, I think, will probably be my favorite game, and I do not care if I look somebody dead in the eye and they go, well, it's not the best Forza. I'm like, I don't care. It's still my favorite. You're right. It might not be the best Forza. You're so right. But it was just... And it's a little personal, too, because this is a point where... Like, I remember wanting an Xbox 360 just to play Call of Duty with these kids from high school that I don't even like. Like, I don't talk to any of them anymore. But whenever they would get offline, I'd put in Forza 2 and then go hang out with my real friends. And I remember there was one guy I was in a party with, and then all these kids had, like, bum-rushed my party. And his name's Matty. He's from England. And they heard one British accent, and then they went, oh, yeah, you're just, like, you hang out with all your gay British friends. Was all I heard for years. So it was really cool to have, like, an actual space where I felt like I could kind of just like cars and drifting and motorsport and share that with people who were genuine and not just pretending to be my friend and for 15 minutes a day and then treating me like shit. And I'm sure a lot of kids who were in Forza on the Xbox 360 have a very similar story. Of like, because I don't know. I didn't know anybody else who liked racing games where I grew up. Nobody. Some people would play Gran Turismo here and there, and if I sat one of my friends down and explained why I liked the games that I liked, they'd kind of start to get it. Maybe they wouldn't get into it, but they would kind of start to get it. But, yeah. The only other place I had that kind of feeling was when I would go karting. But obviously, Canada... It's winter 8 months of the year. We only race a little bit. We don't really hang out in the winter. They're hockey and whatever. Yeah, like Devin I met through Forza, our 09K group that I was a part of for like 15 minutes but somehow got lumped into with everybody else. My good friend Nick from Atlanta, I'm going to be part of his wedding. I met him through Forza. It's a very... And again, I've said this a bunch, and I'm leaving this in the video, I think. I've said this a bunch, but if it wasn't for Forza 2, I wouldn't be in this seat right now. I don't know what I'd be doing with my life. But because of Forza 2, I got into video game drifting. Because I got into video game drifting, you know, I got into I started off as a Call of Duty commentator, and then I went, well, I'm 16 years old, or however old I was, 15, 16, something like that, and I went, who wants to hear me vlog, really, other than pedophiles? like, who wants to hear me talk about how school was? Like, who cares? And then I thought about it. I'm like, well, I like drifting, and I would watch videos on Forza, and then I would look up Forza videos on YouTube, and they were all, some of them are really well done, like the blackjack stuff and the DIS stuff, but a lot of them were just people with digital cameras filming their TVs of them driving really bad. And I went, well, I have a capture card. Why don't I do Call of Duty commentary style videos on the Forza Motorsport video game? And maybe if the drifting thing is good and people like it, I can like do setup tutorials or whatever.
He's pulling his cock out.
No. But I could do like tutorials, and then that came with the idea of why do people, why are drift tune videos all so bad on YouTube? That's like, hey, you need to build all your cars the same way. You need to do it the way I do it, and if you don't know, if you don't do it the way I do it, you're doing it wrong, and you're stupid, and you're bad, and you should die. So I went, you know what? I fucking hate that, because drifting in this game is actually not that hard. To do it well is difficult, but just to get decent scores online, it's piss easy. It has, and people are like, no, I can't tune, I can't do it. I'm like, it has nothing to do with the setup. Watch. And then went to, like, built a car, kind of just used the baseline. I'm like, I know that doing this with the ride height will work. I know putting the front end stiffer than the rear end by about, I don't know, that much will work. I know the tire pressure would work. I know this engine makes no torque, so I need to make sure the gears are a little bit tighter. No testing, no nothing, kind of just like, I don't know, let's just move all these things around and hope that it all works out. And I made a YouTube series off of it, and it took off and did really well. I would like to say I was one of the most popular Forza YouTubers at the time. Definitely up there. I think between me, there was like the original 4. Between me, Slaptrain, AR12, and Domestic Mango, there was more people doing racing game stuff, but we were like the Forza people. And then obviously I got busy and lost kind of my heart to make videos because I got bored of just like shitting videos out, and I realized that people didn't really care about the work that I put into it. They just wanted free setups, and if I just wanted to, the whole idea was you don't need a good setup, you just need to know what you're doing. And that got, like, the whole point of that whole series got lost. And I moved over to streaming, and then Nick's doing his thing now, and Pete's doing whatever Pete's doing. And I haven't heard from Mango, which must mean he's doing great. If he's not working in video games, that means the guy actually has a living. He had an S15 for a while, that's all I remember. And he was in America for a bit. And then obviously there was people who either saw us or just felt the same sort of inspiration and went and made their own Forza stuff, and now there's hundreds, or there was a bunch, I would say hundreds, but there was a bunch of people doing mostly Forza Motorsport content. Steve GT, fucking Super GT, Steve Brown, he's did the racing thing, and I'm not going to say that we inspired him, because that's not true, but he's started basically when I did. And look what he's doing now with his life. So, I don't know. Very, very significant, video game. It's a very significant point in my life. Because I don't know where I would be without Forza 2. And that sounds really dorky, but, I wouldn't be sitting in this chair and have the opportunities that I've had in the last couple of years. I wouldn't have had like it was Gunner, yeah. I wouldn't have had like a safe place to share my passions with people who took me seriously. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe it's not the best video game compared to later releases, but that's not going to make me love it any less.